ready for launch. Ignition. Liftoff.
Falcon 9 has cleared the tower.
Ten, 9, 8,
Side booster ignition.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, it's Saturday, November 13th, 2021. And you looking at a live view of Falcon 9 as it awaits its 7:19 a.m. Eastern Time launch from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. My name is Yomozo and I am a propulsion engineer at SpaceX, joining you from our headquarters in Hawthorne, California. Thank you all for joining us for our 15th Starlink launch of the year in SpaceX's 23rd mission of 2021. Starlink is a satellite internet constellation designed and manufactured by SpaceX that can provide high-speed, low-latency internet to people living in remote and rural locations around the globe. SpaceX expanded its constellation of low Earth orbit satellites on Saturday with the launch of 53 Starlink satellites from Florida. A Falcon 9 rocket lifted off from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station at 7:19 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and deployed the satellites about 16 minutes after launch. The rocket's reusable first stage, which has been used for multiple launches, including the first crewed test flight of SpaceX's Crew Dragon spacecraft, successfully returned and landed on the "Just Read the Instructions" drone ship in the Atlantic Ocean. Starlink is a satellite-based global internet system that SpaceX has been building for years to bring internet access to underserved areas of the world. Earlier this week, SpaceX launched 4 astronauts to the International Space Station, including the 600th person to reach space in 60 years. It took 21 hours for the flight from NASA's Kennedy Space Center to reach the glittering outpost. The booster supporting this mission previously launched Crew Demo 2, ANASIS-11, CRS-21, Transporter 1, and 4 Starlink missions. Following stage separation, SpaceX will land Falcon 9's first stage on the Just Read the Instructions drone ship, which will be stationed in the Atlantic Ocean. One half of Falcon 9's fairing previously supported the GPSC-4 mission and a Starlink mission, and the other previously supported another Starlink mission.
Launch, all systems are go. Let's listen into the terminal count and watch as Falcon 9 takes our 53 Starlink satellites into orbit.
T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 15. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
And we should hopefully get some cool live views from our second stage. You can see the Falcon 9 first stage going through the mist there.
Stage separation confirmed.
We did have main engine cutoff and stage separation. You can see second engine startup. We did have MVAC ignition, that is second engine startup. On those live views from the second stage on your right, you can see the first stages.
Fairing separation confirmed.
Fairing has also separated on our second stage. You can see our 53 Starlink satellites there. And there on your left, the first stages, 4 hypersonic Griffins have deployed. And again, we did have that successful fairing separation, and fairing, SpaceX has now reflown Falcon fairing halves since November of 2019. And again, this was our 3rd flight for one of those fairing halves and 2nd flight for the other half. We'll be attempting to recover those fairing halves again today using our recovery vessel Finn. The stage 2 is heading towards its targeted drop-off orbit for our Starlink satellites, and stage 1 will execute 2 burns in order to make its way back down to Earth. The first is the entry burn, where 3 of the M1D engines
Acquisition of signal, Bermuda.
reignite, and this helps slow the stage down as it re-enters the upper part of the Earth's atmosphere. The second burn is the landing burn, and this is a single engine burn that brings the vehicle speed down rapidly in order to land on the drone ship. You can see those beautiful views from the first and second stages. Those little puffs of white gas you see on the first stage are nitrogen gas from our attitude control system. And the second stage MVAC engine is continuing its burn, carrying our 53 Starlink satellites. If you're just catching up with us, we had a successful launch of Falcon 9 from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, Slick 40, and you're looking at live views of Falcon 9's first and second stages, as second stage is on its way to deliver our Starlink payload to orbit, and stage 1 is making its way back to our drone ship. Just read the instructions in the Atlantic Ocean. Now, the Merlins on the first stage.
Both vehicles are following nominal trajectories.
Both vehicles are on nominal trajectories, as you just heard. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, a quick recap of today's mission. We had a successful liftoff from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station at 7:19 a.m. Eastern Time. We then had successful stage separation, recovered our first stage after its 9th flight on our drone ship, just read the instructions, and had a successful second stage MVAC engine burn. We are now waiting on the deployment of our Starlink satellites. That should be happening in just about 30 seconds here. Hopefully we continue to get good ground station coverage and get signals from our payload and can continue to see these great live views of that payload there. And we have 53 Starlink satellites on today's mission. What a beautiful view from our second stage. Again, Starlink is a satellite internet constellation designed and
Starlink deploy confirmed.
You can see we did have successful deployment of our Starlink satellites here. And again, Starlink is a satellite internet constellation designed and manufactured by SpaceX that can provide high-speed, low-latency internet to people living in remote and rural locations all around the globe. You can see our 53 Starlink satellites floating away from the second stage there with the beautiful backdrop of the Earth in the background. And with that, the addition of these satellites, we've launched nearly 2,000 Starlinks to orbit to date. And with that, that brings today's webcast to a close. Thank you to the Range and Federal Aviation Administration for supporting today's mission. And of course, thank you to all of our viewers and all of our Starlink customers who are using our service at this time. If you're interested in signing up for Starlink service, head over to starlink.com. As always, thanks for watching and see you next time.